I think what Warren Buffett is doing right now is shocking, and I've seen a few comments that say it makes a lot of you guys nervous. Have you seen what Mark Zuckerberg is doing? What did you think of what Warren Buffett did with his stock portfolios? What does this mean for cryptocurrency? I want to tell you guys as well as sort of solve the mystery of why he's doing what he's doing and how this will affect XRP or the crypto market based on a number of different examples from the past. This is the first time Warren Buffett has done anything like this since 2007, so maybe we'll look at it as a sign of a possible recession. We know what happened to Bitcoin and XRP during the last bear market. For those of you who don't know, it was really crazy, okay? XRP went from more than $2 a coin to about 30 cents a coin. Bitcoin went from being worth almost $70,000 per coin to $17,000 per coin in just a few short years. It was crazy. Anyway, I think it's best not to ignore what Warren Buffett is doing right now. Before I talk about what's going on with Buffett, I want to make a quick point. In the past, Warren Buffett has increased the size of his cash pile a lot before a bull run ends. This is a very important caveat for what I'm about to show you, which you'll understand in a moment. Also, we'll talk about all of that in a moment. Before we start the video, I do want to let you know that BTCC, my partner in exchange, is currently running a 50% deposit bonus draw. You can all enter to win that, plus another 10% deposit bonus just for you. Stay tuned for more information on that later. For new users and people who are already on the BTCC site, this is for you. With that in mind, let's talk about Warren Buffett. That's why all of you came here today. Berkshire Hathaway, which is owned by Warren Buffett, has revealed a record high cash balance of $381.70 billion. Buffett sold stock worth a net of $6.1 billion. His actions last quarter meant that he sold $6.1 billion worth of stock instead of buying it. This is because he doesn't buy things. Instead, he sells them when he thinks they are too expensive or too cheap. He is also going through a huge deal right now, which we will talk about later. A lot is going on here. Berkshire has stopped buying back its own stock for the 5th quarter in a row. This is a very interesting and important point for his main holdings. He's just cutting off a little bit of the top right now. This is a lot of money. This is something that we definitely need to pay attention to. So when we look at the real numbers and we ask what percentage of Berkshire stock holdings has he actually sold, that's a good amount of money. He's sold about 2/3 of all the Apple stock he owned since the stock's all-time high, which is a huge amount. He does believe that some businesses are way too expensive, and he's pointing to a possible economic downturn. If we look at the year-to-date drops, we can see how his moves led to 2026. They are right here for you to see. The amount of the stock portfolio at the end of 2024 was $287. The end of the first quarter of 2025 was $258,257, and the end of the third quarter was $283. This shows that cash and other items have been going up a lot. $321 billion at the end of 2024 to $387 billion at the end of third quarter 2025, or September 30th. So these numbers that we're just now getting are definitely something that needs our attention. $381 billion is a lot of money, and we'll talk more about this number soon. But I wanted to get to the bottom of why Warren Buffett is actually increasing his cash on hand right now. Like, how does he think? Well, Warren Buffett himself says that there aren't enough good investment options that are priced fairly. Buffett has said many times that he will only put money into something when the odds are very much in Berkshire's favor. Besides that, he's putting away money for future chances. Buffett sees cash as a choice, a war chest for when markets go down or crises happen. Basically, he's probably hoping that some kind of crisis will happen and cause a big drop in the market. The last time I can remember him doing this was right before the pandemic, when there was a huge drop in the market. After that really big drop, Buffett went all in and bought stocks like he's never bought them before, and the markets took off. He said this directly in interviews. We want to be able to make quick decisions when other people are scared. Do what you want with that. Warren Buffett, who has beaten the markets many times, thinks that there will be a big fear situation that will cause a lot of people to sell their stocks. It's interesting that this doesn't mean it will happen tomorrow, the next day, or even 2 or 3 months from now. But it does mean that he thinks it will probably happen in the next year. No one knows for sure when in the next year it will happen, but he has the money ready and we'll be watching what he does. It's only one line, and this is how he put it. I'd rather sit on cash earning 5%. then buy a great company at a good price when the market has great companies at great prices, which that market doesn't have today. He's pretty much right when he says that no company is cheap right now. He is right that the markets need to correct. I mean, when you look at the price to earnings, even you know that everything is very bloated. Because of the crazy market rise, value stocks are very overvalued right now. This needs to change before smart investors like Warren Buffett are ready to put all their money back into the markets. But this will happen, and changes do happen. You know, XRP, Bitcoin, big corrections will happen, as they have in the past, which will give us more powder. Of course, we should enjoy the good days when they come. But the sad part is that most of you are watching this movie. You're not going to buy this on these red days. I know it. People are going to sell in a panic, which is a bad thing. But yeah, I mean, you can see that the markets are definitely falling, which is a very worrying trend. Still, home prices in the 20 biggest places in the US went up by 0.19% month over month in August, which is more than the 0% drop that was expected. But homeowners aren't even keeping up with inflation right now, which means that their home is losing value against the dollar. There is a big problem with the business, you know that spending has slowed down a lot. And yes, some places like New York and Chicago have been growing a lot, but those are only a few of the 20 biggest cities, right? Most of the biggest cities are actually falling apart or barely making it. So there's more pain to come, and you need to be ready for it, because if you aren't, it won't be good. Furthermore, the US debt is rising at an alarming rate, even though the government is shut down. From this chart, you can see that the US government debt has been rising. It reached $602 billion in October 2025, which is a record high. What's funny is that Warren Buffett's entire cash balance wouldn't even be enough to cover 1 month of government spending. The US is now $602 billion or $38 trillion in debt, and it keeps going up. It's going off. If you see this, you know that a kingdom is about to fall apart. I know that many Americans watching this video don't want to hear that, but pay attention if this debt problem isn't fixed. America is going to go through the same thing that every other great country has gone through in the last 1,000 years. Just look at the Roman country.